the SM Media Podcast Network. Hi folks, and welcome to the latest episode of the SM Media East of Scotland football show. I'm Scott McPike. It is always a pleasure to be your host as always, as we take a look back at another weekend of East of Scotland action with 3 games and 3 rounds in, so it's beginning to already get a bit tight in different areas. To join me as always to look back on the action, it's a pleasure to welcome Stephen Ferguson.
Hello Scott, well, welcome to be back on again.
We're 3 games in. I would say I'd say our predictions at this early stage are doing okay, even at this point. There's a couple that are up in the air, but I would say a couple are way out there. But I'd say mostly it seems teams we thought were doing well are doing well. We didn't do anything in midweek just because of timing, but I was just going to run through a couple of results from kind of each division over midweek that caught our eye. Just in the Premier Division, I thought Tuesday night, Whitburn 8, Hutchison Vale 1 was a big statement. And then the game we were kind of looking forward to on Wednesday, Bowness Athletic 0, Camelin 3, 2 promoted sides. Whitburn and Camelin, it's a big statement over midweek, I would say.
Especially the Whitburn result, that to beat anybody in that Premier League by 8 goals that's impressive. It's very, very impressive. And obviously, the Camelin versus Bowness, they've locked heads so many times. But to do it in the Premier League now with a bit of calibre of player on both sides. What was it, 3-1, you said?
3-0 Camelin.
3-0, yeah, for Camelin to get a clean sheet and beat Bowness by 3 goals that's a good statement.
Yep,
very good statement.
Very impressive from Camelin. Let's go First Division, just a couple of results we mentioned. Edinburgh South 5, East Houses 2. Big result for Edinburgh South, one that I don't think you'll have been too happy with. You're beginning to see already in that First Division, as we'll get into the results over the weekend, it's going to be tight.
Aye, it's going to be tight. There was a dubious, I don't know if you've seen it or not, if not, I'll send you it after. Okay. Dale Conley was sent off.
Okay, I did, yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It's dubious. I'll not go too much into it, but fair play to Edinburgh South. Ainsley's got a good side there, very good side. I think he says 2-0 up after 3 minutes, and then to be 2-0 up after 3 minutes, that's good going for East. But then obviously they get back into it and end up winning 5-2. So that's probably a game that David wanted to forget as soon as possible, and they went and done that at the weekend. But there's other big results midweek and all too in that league. Yeah,
even in the second division, I don't think anybody had Lochgelly 0, Burnt Island 6 on their coupon. But then you see what Lochgelly did at the weekend, as we'll get into. Like, that's going to be a strange league. And Harleston beating Harthill as well. Like, some interesting results.
Strange results. Everybody obviously thought that Arneson was that Harthill were just going to turn up, run away with it. First 2 games of the season, and they're beat by Kennedy and Arneson, which is Fildo Arneson. He's worked really, really hard over the summer to try and recruit players and to get players in, because they have had lost their main boys, and Mikey Hamilton left them. John's obviously went to East House and that, so he's worked hard. He's worked tirelessly to get boys in, and he's signed some good players, and he's went down there and he's turned over the favourites for the league. 3-1 it was, and then what a job that Lee's done and all too up at Burnt Island to beat Lochgelly, who I think they only got beat maybe like 4 times or something last season, and to go and beat them on their first game of the season 6-0, that's impressive. That's an impressive result, and that's again I know Lee personally. He's worked hard. He's brought in some very good signings. They'll be there about this year.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Let's third division. Obviously, Newborough beat Livingston United 4-1. That was on Tuesday, and then Pomperson beating Vale of Leeds 3-2. So getting good results in there. We had a full card over the weekend as well. Some fascinating results. We've got basically in terms of the Premier Division, we've got 4 teams with 3 wins so far. Camelin beat Pennycook 3-1. Goals from Scarborough, Fitzpatrick and Taylor. Jeanfield beat Dunnipace 3-1. Woolley, Binney and Simpson with the goals. Musselburgh had a tough afternoon. They beat Glenrothes 2-1. Double from Jordan Smith. And Hillabees, again, really good from them as well. 3-0 away to Whitburn, Dawson, Smith and Bridgeford. 4 sides already, I think, who are looking at above and thinking we can go here.
Right, I fully agree with you. That's probably, I think that was my top. Was that my top 4? I think that was
far off. I've got it in my drawer as well.
I think that was my top 4. Aye, very good results for them. I think you see Jordan Smith scoring 2.
Yes.
For that's what he does. He just scores goals. Bunsy's got a really good player there. Hillabees winning again. Camelin winning again and all too. So I very happy. I think that league, that top 4 will be nice and tight this year. I don't think Musselburgh will run away with it. I still think they'll win the league, but I don't think they'll run away with it this year. I think it'll be nice and tight.
The one thing as well is all 4 look as if even Musselburgh, even though they've only scored 5 goals for 3 games and they've got a lot of firepower, I just think there's a lot of teams in there when they play against each other. They're going to be a lot of goals in these games. And I'd include St Andrews in that as well. Hat-trick from Lewis Sawyers, double from Payne, goals from McCready, and Craig a 7-0 home win over Hutchison Vale. We'll get to them in a second. We did think St Andrews would be pretty good, and already you're seeing top goal scorers in the league. You look at the firepower they've got. I do see them challenging.
They're a bit sorority.
Yeah.
They'll be there a bit sorority. The coaching team up there have recruited really well. Some experience from SPFL, and then some right good players from like the lower league and the Premier. So yeah, they're obviously looking to try and get into that top 4 because the lucrative lower league that is happening. They obviously want to be in that top 4, so they've got some sort of a chance. So that's a very good win again, 7-0 against Hutchison Vale, which is, we'll get on to them in a minute.
Yeah, and I don't mean, I'm not meaning this to be harsh. Well, I'm a wee bit. They are not well run. We can see that. Like, we can see just with the dysfunction over the past few years, they've been through how many different managers, and it's sad to see because I know there'll be a lot of people there who are just wanting the best interests of the club, and that's fine. But if you're losing 17 goals in your first 3 league games, and we're hearing about different managers over the summer, it's just a mess.
Aye, no, I fully agree with you. Ever since Ryan Harding left,
yes,
he obviously left, took some time out, and then he's at Pennycook. Ever since Ryan's left, it's just went on a downward spiral. I'm not trying to badmouth the club or anything like that. I know, but I think there's somebody needs to go in there and start for the top and work its way all the way down the bottom, because their youth setups have been one of the best youth setups in Scotland. I would say so. They have produced so many big players that have played for the Old Firm, Hibs, Hearts, Aberdeen, all your big clubs, and it's a shame to see their men's team where conceding 7 goals, 8 goals in games. That shouldn't really be happening. They are one of the biggest clubs in Edinburgh, and they should be up there challenging. or mid-table, they shouldn't be conceding 7 or 8 goals and 17 goals in 3 games. So hopefully they can turn that around there, because again they're a massive club and all too.
Yeah, and it's disappointing to see what's happening. But even when you look at the list of graduates they've got, and we've kind of spoke about it before, some of the players they've brought through has been unbelievable. But you mentioned since Ryan Harding left, I think even before that, I think the way that was done and the
Yeah.
way, again, from the kind of outside, like social media, I think they're way behind them. And again, that's probably nothing to a lot of people watching a show, but to me, that's like
It's massive.
massive. Like it's
You've got to get with the times nowadays.
Yes,
You,
and it's just wee
you,
things like that. And you look at some of the sides in this league who are really beginning to kick on, like you were mentioned, Camelin and Bowness, and probably the other 15, I would say, all have some sort of ambition and some sort of attitude to kind of move forward. And Hutchison Vale, you're not seeing that because there's so much going on and so much that we don't know anything about. But hopefully, as you say, somebody goes in there and somebody just kind of goes, right, let's just pump the brakes a wee bit. Let's just sort this out, because the way that league is, and I hope this doesn't happen. They play 30 games. Are they going to get double figures in points? Like it's so, that league's so hard.
especially in that league, because of what I've said in previous shows, that it is so stacked this year, and there isn't a game where they'll go, oh, I fancy taking 3 points here, because it's so hard in that league. Anybody can beat anybody, and if they're conceding 17 goals in 3 games already, and the games are just going to get harder. They've still got the likes of Musselburgh, Bowness, Hilly and all these big teams to play Haddington, Dunny Pace, all these teams who are progressive on and off the park. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a hard season for them. And hopefully they can turn it around.
Yeah, fingers crossed to do as well. Let's go into a good win for Dunbar on their third game. Again, difficult first 2 games for them, but 1-2-0 against Donald Hall and Duthie with the goals. I think that'll be big for Chris, just getting that first win on the board, because
Aye, definitely. Especially after losing his first 2 games, he's probably feeling, I wouldn't say feeling a bit of pressure, but he would probably be feeling a bit like, oh, I just want these 3 points, because you know yourself to being involved in football. Once you get that first 3 points, it could be a turning point in your season. You can just go and kick on for there. And again, Chris and his staff, they'll want to be up near these top 4, like the majority of the clubs in that league. They'll want to be in there, because Dunbar's a big club and all too. They're very well run. The facilities are brilliant. They'll want to kick on. They've got a good under 20s side. They'll want to kick on. They'll want to try and see how far they can take the club. So, that's a massive 3 points against a very good Dundonald side and all too.
Yeah, who'd won, obviously, won their first game as well. So again, it shows you how tight this league's going to be. They beat St Andrews again on Tuesday, which caught a lot of people by surprise. And 2 draws: Bowness 0, Haddington 0. Haddington remain unbeaten after 3 games, and Newton Grange and Sauchie picked up their both first points of the season by drawing against each other. So already in that first division, you're looking at some of the sides that are hitting well, but yeah, well, I think we're in agreement that's going to be a very, very tough league, and there's going to be weird results all week, every weekend. We cover them. Starting into the first division, Thornton 2, Heriot Watt 0. Thornton are top of the league in goal difference. They obviously sit with Armadale, who won 2-1 away to Whitehill, both sitting in 7 points. I've just got a good feeling about Thornton.
Yeah, so they are. Craig has been there for years
17 years, because 17 or 18 years, because they corrected me on Twitter. It was one of the two. I think it was 18. I think so. He reminded me very quickly.
He's been there for years. When we came up against them 2 seasons ago, when they finished second behind Bowness, they were a brilliant side then. They were a brilliant side, and I think last season they was basically just finding their feet. Mm-hmm. And now I think he's went out and he's strengthened on the parts where he needs to get better from last season. And obviously, first 3 games of this season, they're at the top of the league. It's always a hard place to go. Their park's very, very tight. It's tight. It's cramped in. It's very bubbly. That's it's always a hard place to go and try and get 3 points. So that fair play to them, and then obviously Armadale getting a 2-1 victory against Whitehill. That's a very good result for Armadale. Whitehill's again. Jack's up there, and his hands have been kind of tied this year. He's brought quite a lot of youth through. He's not really had the funds to go out and sign big name players. But he's still got a very, very good side. Some very, very good players there. And Coco's obviously went there, but with his Armadale team and 1-2-1, which is a very good result, because Jack's teams are always very, very hard to beat.
Yeah, and we have to give a mention to Terry Watt as well. Won their first two games, 1-0 on opening day, then 4-3 away to Lacour. So they're definitely a side to keep an eye on. Like Edinburgh Uni, what they've done so far, lost opening day, but come back 2 wins in the last two games. They beat Blackburn 5-1, which we mentioned was impressive, and then beating Crossgates 1-0. Good start for them so far, 2 wins for 3 games. And again, like they'll only kick on once we know who they've got. And looking at their squad and looking at some of their goal scorers, I think they could actually go under the radar.
Yeah, got a good manager in Callum Elliott. Callum Elliott's there, and they've also got big Conor McDermott.
Right.
And so these are experienced boys. Callum obviously coming to Bowling League, and then Conan was at, I think it was at Trent, was his last club with Callum. So they've went in there, they've got an understanding, and they've obviously got they've got all the facilities down there. And once they get players back, they'll be there or thereabouts. I was talking to Davey McQueenie, obviously the gaffer at East Houses, and he says that first game of the season that you could see that they were very good players. They wanted to play football. They wanted to get the ball down. They didn't want to just kick it long. They kept the ball. They wanted to keep the ball. So, that's fair play. And like I say, once Callum gets his players back, he'll have a bigger pool to pick from. So,
yeah,
under the radar, two very, very good results, especially against the one against Blackburn was a very good result, and then Crossgates, who I tipped to win the league.
Yeah, they've been disappointing.
They've had a disappointing start. I think is it 3 defeats?
3 defeats in a row, yeah.
3 defeats in a row, so it's a disappointing start for them. Again, I thought they recruited really well, but so obviously backfired at the present moment. But
still early, but yeah, I mean, losing your first 3 games.
I think once they get the first 3 points on the board, they could kick on for there. So
yeah, no, absolutely. Again, obviously, hopefully things get right at Crossgates, but good start for Edinburgh Uni. East Houses, good run for them, 3-2 away to Tynecastle. Swanson, Janchik and Magaki with the goals. It's a good result, and again, like 6 points for 3 games. I think they would have taken that at the start of the season.
Aye, definitely. Definitely, especially getting the Magaki onto the score sheet. That's him. Got the burden off him. I know the next person that'll want to score is Sean Hill, and if they can get Sean Hill firing goals, and they can get Magaki firing goals, they'll be fine this season. They'll be up there. They'll be challenging. Lewis Swanson in behind them and that and all too. So, good result. David, I know the gaff wanted to be up there the first 3 games of the season. If he seems a perfect opportunity to get as many points on the board before Armadale. So they've got a hard game on Saturday, but they're at home, and I'm led to believe it's the first time that he'll have a full squad to pick from too. So, which is massive for Davy Norte. So yeah, fair play to them. Tynecastle's a hard place to go. They were obviously Premier League last year, and they've obviously had a bit of rebuilding. Tyne's a hard place to go. It's a big pitch that Tynecastle play on. So, good 3 points for them, and hopefully there's more to come.
Good start for Leeds so far, unbeaten after 3 games. They won against Edinburgh South on Sunday, so that puts them in 5 points. They sit there along with Bathgate, who drew 1-1 with Luncarty. Luncarty have drew 2 of their first 3 games as well. And Lacour winning 2-1 at home to Preston puts them into 3 points again, first win of the season for them. And as well, Blackburn first win when they beat Kirkcaldy 2-1. So again, that league, I mean, you're looking at how tight it is, and like, Crossgates are disappointing.
It's going to be a bit like the Premier League, I think, Scott.
Yes.
Teams beating each team's week in, week out, different results. I would never expect Preston to be beat by Locore, but they've obviously Locore's done very, very well, and they have. It's a hard place to go, Locore. I know too. They always seem to do very well at home. Don't travel well, but they always do well at home. And who Blackburn beat Kirkcaldy? Did you say that?
Blackburn beat Kirkcaldy 2-1.
Maguire
and Miko with the goals.
That's a very good result. Again, Kirkcaldy are a really good team. I think I had them in the top four. So I very good side. So some impressive results there. Fair play to Leith and all too. Especially playing on a Sunday. I know it's always hard, but boys have obviously got lives in that and all too. So some boys will go out a Saturday, or the missus won't let them play on a Sunday. So, but for him to keep his squad together and go into the Sunday and win 2-0 at Batty's Road it's a very good result. I know Stevie Freeman will be very, very happy with that along too.
Yep, absolutely. Before we get into taking a look at the second and third division, let's have a wee word from our proud sponsors at Appin Sports. SM Media's East of Scotland content is proudly sponsored by Appin Sports. Want your team to stand out on the football pitch? Then Appin Sports are here to help. Their online kit designer lets you create your dream custom teamwear range in your club's colours and with your club crest, sponsor logos, player names and numbers. Design yourself or work with their expert design team to bring your vision to life. Your order will also secure your place in their online club shop, making reordering effortless and giving supporters a place to get your amazing gear too. Head to appinsport.com to get started on giving your team a new and unique look. Into the second division, and one word that comes to mind over the weekend was goals. No team winning their first 3 games in there, which again can probably show you how tight that league is going to be. But we're going to start with a draw. West Calder 5, Inverkeithing 5.
I seen this on the Twitter on or X as it's called now.
Swifts have drew their first 3 games, by the way.
They've drew the first 3 games, have they?
Right.
Now, I'm sure at one point they were 5-2 up.
I think they were, yeah.
5-2 up or 5-3 up.
I think they were 5-2 up.
5-2 up, and I thought, well, that's a great result to go and beat West Calder at West Calder and to beat them convincingly. That's fair play. And then I checked my phone. I was like, huh? How's that 5-0? But that's again, West Calder will be up there this season. If they don't win the league, I think they'll finish second. Me personally, I just think they're a good side. They caused us problems. We beat them last year, but they also caused us problems, and they're a very hard team to play against. And I know they're very well set up. So that's some result for the neutral. Not for the goalie coaches anyway. The goalie coaches will not be happy with that one anyway, because he's 5 goals each.
Finlay Shearer scoring a hat trick. There is, I will apologise. There is one team with 100% record in that league, and it's Fauldhouse. They've only played 1 game though.
1 game already.
Yeah, so they must have had the 3 weeks early. But I'm quite surprised that's been allowed to happen. But again, as what it is, Fauldhouse have they obviously won their opening game and haven't played since. But I think they play on Saturday. There's West Calder sitting 7 points. Obviously, they drew 5-5. But they've obviously won their first 2 before that. They are joined at 7 points by Oakley and Kennaway. Oakley won 3-1 away at Coldstream, and Kennaway won 4-2 at home to Dalkeith. Oakley, Kennaway, and Dylan Walker just already. Just when you've got a player like that, they're going to be up there.
I spoke to Griff and said after our last game of the season, because that's who we played, and I says we had to keep Dylan. And he turned around to me and says, Dylan doesn't want to leave us. He wants to stay. It's just the only time that Dylan would leave us if he wants to go to Lowland League. Doesn't want to play anywhere else. So that's a massive boost for him because it's so effortless for him along too. I've played well, my team played against him for the last 3 seasons, and he's just so good. He plays on the shoulder. He'll go in behind, and he's from a dead ball and all too. He's deadly from a dead ball. So, he's a very, very good player. It's credit to Griffin that and the boys up there that he's managed to keep Dylan and Sean Johnson and the boy Nugent and that and all too, because that's a devastating front line, especially for that week. I know Joke will not be happy going up there and getting beat 4-2, especially after getting his first one, the first day of the season, and then obviously getting pipped by his colder midweek. He would probably want to kick on. Probably didn't really want to have two defeats back to back. So that's probably a wee one that will stand for Joke. But I know that he's got the mentality of the boys to go and kick on again.
Yeah, absolutely. Oakley, good start for them as well. 7 points, won the first 2 and drew 1 as well. Arniston and Burnt Island sit 4th and 5th. They drew 2-2 each other again. Solid starts, I think, as you said, to be unbeaten at this point. Burnt Island have obviously played only 2 games due to the free week, but the way I think Arniston as well, I think they're going to be quite good. I think both sides actually. I think Burnt Island will be solid. Arniston, I think they'll have the potential to really kick in.
Aye, definitely. I'd like to see Faldo's one of my close friends. He's one of my close friends, and I speak to him daily, and I know the struggles he's went through, and to recruit players because he's not really had a big budget up there. He's went and recruited players. He took Jamie Devlin from us. Came in because once we announced Kieran came in and says, right, you've got too many strikers. He's one of your strikers. I need goals. And then obviously he agreed a deal with Jamie, and Jamie, I know Jamie personally, I know too. So Jamie's went up there and he scored goals. He scored goals for us last season, but it was just obviously with the calibre of the player we had brought in. Mm-hmm. Nothing against Devs at all, but they were just that wee bit better. And he's went there and he's played. He's now playing. And he's playing week in week out and he's scoring goals. And that's what Devs will do. Devs will score them goals, and they'll create. Arniston will create a lot of chances, and all they need is a poacher basically, and that's what Devs is. And Devs will score them goals. I'll give you a wee bet here now. I bet you Devs is right up there with Dylan Walker by the end of the season.
Okay. I'll take that bet. We'll touch on the conditions after the show. Good again. Lochgelly winning 9-0 away to Edinburgh College. Edinburgh College obviously don't look great already. We've seen that after 3 games, but Lochgelly to lose 6-0 at home in midweek and then to win 9-0 away, like Jens Monet scoring a hat trick as well. Just the spread of goals they've got, like that's massive.
That's some result. Because I know Edinburgh College are in a massive rebuild because they have lost the majority of their core of last year, and I know it's going to be hard for George to try and entice boys to come and play for him. Especially with losing all their best players, but that's if you're wanting to bounce back after being beat 6-0, going out and winning 9-0 is probably the best way to bounce back. That's a real good result. They won the league last year. Obviously the first game of the season, and they get beat 6-0 for local rivals. Burnt Island, it's always going to be a bit of a stinger, so they'll see that as their season started on Saturday, and hopefully their coaching staff will just want them to kick on all too. And like I say, won the league last year, and there won't be any mugs there.
No, I don't think they will either. Just other results again. First win of the season for Hart Hill, winning 3-1 over Stirling Uni Reserves. that'll be a big first. Like again, like I don't think anybody thought they would lose their first two games, especially in the manner they have. To get that first win and Ferns, Murdoch, and Harrison with the goals, like they'll be hoping they can build on that at this point.
That's probably prior to what I've just said about what Gelly and what I've said about what Gelly did. Obviously, they were well documented. Hart Hill that they had spent a bit of money and brought some humongous names to a club that just stayed up last year. So yeah, they're probably going to be everybody's focal point that we want to beat Hart Hill. We want to beat Hart Hill. They will be they'll be the carrot for the donkey basically. Everybody will want that, want to beat them. So their coaching staff again, they'll just hope that this result now just kicks them on and fire right up that league. But it's going to be hard for them because teams will see them as we must beat that. We must beat this team.
No, absolutely. Canoe 3, Linton 3. Canoe sit on 2 points from 3 games, and Linton on 1 point from 3 games. From 2 games, sorry, and that kind of covers the second division. Third division, Stonyburn are top of the table, 3 wins from their opening 3 games. They won 3-0 away Edinburgh Community. Ross Mackay with a double and a goal from Cameron. Hoyk are in second. They've had 2 wins for 2 games. Harry Fowler scoring a hat-trick, Tracy, and an own goal in a 5-1 away win over Pumferson. And it was a kind of weekend of hat-tricks. McCallion scoring 3 for Newborough as they beat Vale of Leithen 3-2. And Tweedmouth 1, Cowdenbeath 0. Cummins, Tweedmouth on 2 wins for 3 games. And Edinburgh United, first win of the season. They've had a difficult start, but again, that'll be a good result, beating Livy United 3-2. Already you're looking at a lot of those sides going, that's going to be tight. That's a top 4 where you can't really predict it at this point.
Aye, 1,000%. 1,000% with you there, Scott. It's going to be a tough week to call who's going to run away with that. If that's going to be the case, you have teams in there that can beat each other, no problem at all. I know Kev at Tweedmouth he'll be delighted that he's got 6 points from 2 games and he's got 2 clean sheets back to back. What was the score at the weekend, sorry?
Tweedmouth won 1-0 against Cowdenbeath.
1-0 against Cowdenbeath. They had a midweek. I'm sure they got a clean sheet midweek or not too. So, that's big result for them and Hoyk or not too. I know Kenny really well. I played with football with Kenny when I was younger. He's such a nice guy, and he's tried so hard down at Hoyk to get them back up after they've been relegated. I think they've failed twice now. So he'll see this as hopefully third time lucky to try and get them back up.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Just in terms of what's coming up this week, we've got some cup action in the kind of midweek games that will cover that, and then weekend again the Alex Jack Cup. That's going to be important for teams who maybe want to get into the senior Scottish, and a full kind of most of the kind of league games that we'll cover as well. But it's all happening. There's games every. I'd take advantage of the weather. I know I'm saying that when we're recording right in the middle of a storm. But aye, it's all happening. We're fully getting into kind of the season. It's beginning to really take off.
Yeah, I definitely. These cup games will probably come at a good time to give boys who have not played minutes. I know there'll be numerous teams just to give boys minutes, and boys who are coming back from holiday, and these cup games will be ideal for them. But it's basically like a midweek pre-season friendly, pre-season friendly, but with the competitive edge before they go back to league duty on the Saturday. So yeah, it should be. I think there'll be plenty of goals midweek. So get yourself a lot of games.
Yep.
And get them watched. So good.
No, absolutely. Looking forward to already next week. Thank you very much as always, mate. It's been a pleasure.
Not a problem at all, mate.
Brilliant. Thank you very much so much, and then we'll see you all next week.